Good afternoon, everybody. This is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. I am doing a technical assistance session for the DHS Youth agencies and partners, and we are going to be talking about a bunch of things today. So on what you may or may not see is a poll for your attendance. I need you to check in there so that we get your agency represented for the webinar, because it's very important that each agency has a representative on the webinar every time we have one, because we share information and we need to make sure that everybody is seeing that information. So what we're talking about right now is whether or not in the customer support center, you all see the folder. At least one person from your organization should see this folder right here. If you click on this folder, it will take you to provider information. And for this provider information, you will be clicking on grantee details. Now, moving forward, this is going to become more important because we are going to put more and more information for your program to track for performance. So it's very important that you have access. And we did check before I began recording, and at least a couple of the agencies do see the folder on their screens. So if you click on the folder, and if you click on the grantee details tab, you will need to click on the program for that you are working on at the time. Now, my training person has access to a number of programs because it's a testing environment, but we're going to click on CYP, and on live on production, this should say DHS Youth. And if it doesn't, somebody please let me know so that I can get that typing corrected, the text actually corrected. So when you click on the project, if you have access to more than one agency, you will see that to select. Otherwise, it will default to your agency. And then you just click select. What this does then is it brings up a bunch of details about your program, your grant, all of that information. Moving forward, we are going to add grant numbers. So Brandon, I think you guys should have discussed that in our touch base this morning. We're going to add grant numbers and have a spot where we can add participants that you anticipate serving and a couple of other numbers along the way. And we will probably get the grant information added in so that you can just make edits moving along. Should you actually use any training programs that you are providing through your agency, you would add those there. Work sites, your work sites that you have added to your organization for this program should all be listed here. So you might be seeing that. And then last but not least, we have services. And this is a new function. It happened because of another program. So when one program gets it, everybody gets it. And so what we're doing right now is we are giving you the ability to edit these services. Right now, you have every single service that Illinois WorkNet offers for your program. There are a number of services that are going to be pre-populated on your customers' career plans, and a number of those have been added so that we don't have to worry about you adding the right ones. Now, if you have added some customers, these steps, I'm going to upload the document after this call. There is a list that I can provide for you, and we will put by the career plan, it will have a link that says pre-populated services. And you can click on that link and have that so that you can add that to the rest of your new customers if you happen to have added them prior to today. So now, if you want to edit these services, you would click on an X to remove it. So if you're never ever going to have anybody attend an after school program, you can remove that step. If in the future you realize, oh, I shouldn't have removed that step, then you can go up here to this edit services to use on career plans and go in search by career service, supportive service, or training service, and those items will be able to be found. We have all 5 of these categories because of another program that uses this system, but your services are only under career, supportive, and training services. And so then what we have is we have, I'm sorry, there are some youth service elements. I forgot I added a couple in there. Then you can click on this See More to see all of the detailed information about that program. And why is that bouncing like that? This is test. I'm going to have my programmer fix that. As we're scrolling through here, you can see all of these services. And as you can see, there's 7 pages of services with 10 items on a page. Then you can filter by career service. Maybe yours are all under youth. These are all new ones. I only added a few in training, in test, so you will see more services in production. And you will want to check them to make sure that they are all services that you will use. There are a number of them that have been added that are pre-populated on the plans. You don't want to remove those because those will be there whether you remove them or not. All right, so do I have any questions on here about these services? Okay, on production, you guys are only seeing CYP. Okay, so then we'll get that corrected. But for right now, understand that that's the program that you need to use. You won't see any youth names. You won't see any grants because we haven't added them yet. And Veach, are you telling me that you don't have this folder? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give you that link for the pre-populated items. Okay, now on the partner page, we have our full list of resources. And if you click on this full list of resources, you will see down here, it says document customers' plans and progress in their career plan. I will put the link for the pre-populated steps right below this. It will be like a subset bullet right underneath this document. And that document has the instructions for doing the career plan. And inside of here, as you can see, this is October 2020 V5. If you have printed any of these documents, make sure that you have October 2020 V5, because otherwise it won't have the right instructions in it. So then as you scroll down here and we're looking through, oh, I've got another thing I'm going to show you. It shows here add services in grantee details. These are the directions for the information that I just showed you. Then on your customer's career plan, it will only give you the items that you left active. So that if you have a staff person that is creating career plans and you don't want them to have to think about, oh, well, which step should I use? The pre-populated ones will be there on new customers, and these steps are able to be added that you have said, yes, we want to use these items. Okay, doke. Now, the other thing that we need to talk about is, we talked about services details, adding additional services. Okay, so now if I had a conversation with Rockford Park District, I believe that's who it was, that asked me to add 2 specific services because they were pieces of their particular program. We tried to make the wording generic enough so that if other agencies wanted to use those particular step services, they could do that. If there's something that you guys do in your program that you do not see on the list, we can add a service for you. We try to make them as openly generic as possible so that others might be able to use them. So there is a program that is offered by an agency in Chicago for some soft skills training. I'm trying to remember the name of that. But anyway, it's not in our list, but if you use that, then we can add a step for that so that you can add that step to those customers' profile. If anybody happens to think of that program, it was out of the Justice Group that's downtown. I can't remember the name of the group either. I think I want to say CCLC. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, let me know in the chat. Anyway, so that is how you can add a service. Then we are using Casey Life Skills for this grant for moving forward. We are no longer using NOCTI, but we are, no, it's not Cook County. It's a private organization, a private not-for-profit. We need to enter Casey Life Skills results. So what I said I would do is find exactly how you add the Casey Life Skills. So you will go to the review assessments. You will scroll down to the bottom where it says more assessments. And then you want to follow these directions. Click on more assessments. The assessment type, once you get the screen open, is other assessment. The assessment category is skills. Assessment name, you will select Casey Life Skills. Add the date of the assessment, add the results, and we opened up we will be opening up the results box to paragraph format, and you will enter the information in there. If you need more space than what is available there, put a reference to see case note dated whatever date you're entering the information. And then you have more space to add additional information on a case note. Add the results, no credential was earned, mark all that apply for how the assessment was administered, and then mark how it was delivered and click save. Then under this more assessments, you will see a line item that says Casey Life Skills. That will trigger in the performance that you have had that completed for the customer. There is a pre-populated step for Casey Life Skills that will then be marked as completed. Brandon, would you like to open up your mic and say anything about Casey Life Skills and adding the information? You gotta find it.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Just that, the Casey Life Skills is now required for every youth that's enrolled in IYIP. It makes sense to give it towards the beginning of enrollment because a case plan has to be developed for each youth enrolled in IYIP from the results of Casey Life Skills. And this is where you can document it and track it, that the youth has taken the assessment.
And there are some additional steps that can be completed that relate to life skills, life improvement. And that is, they're related to what you find out during the Casey Life Skills. And then we are also planning to include a space where you can say who has completed the Casey Life Skills training. And what you can do back on our grantee information page, it will be in here that you'll add the names. But what you can do is with the file uploads, you can upload copies of the certificates of those people from your agency who have completed the Casey Life Skills training. And that way, Brandon or Nicole can look for those if they're doing a field audit.
And also, Dee, there is another training is going to be scheduled in December. I don't know if that's on ICOI's website yet, but there will be another Casey Life Skills training if anyone still needs the training. I think it's the first week in December, but it'll be announced by ICOI.
They'll send out an email with that, right?
Yes, if they haven't already.
Okay. All right. All righty, cool. Now, during the course of this past week, I got an email from Kate. I think it was Kate from Haven Youth. And she lost one of her customers. She says, I saw the file yesterday, but now it's gone. Well, here's what happens. And I know that I've had this discussion with you guys, but I just got to tell you because it happens. So on your dashboard, what you want to do is you're looking at the DHS Youth on your dashboards. And when you see the application come in, you have the program filtered as DHS Youth. Those applications will show up in here, in these counts up at the top. Under eligibility review, they'll still show up under DHS Youth. But once you actually do the enrollment, then you need to start filtering here by whether it's YEEP or IYIP Cat 2, Cat 3, Cat 4. Cat 1 won't happen yet because that's going to start, people will be able to start hiring for that, what, April, Brandon? Maybe May?
Yes, the youth shouldn't start working until at least May.
Okay, so summer youth, we shouldn't have anybody looking in summer youth category yet. So when I pointed that out to Kate, she's like, oh, there it is. And so today I got an email from another agency, and I am almost positive that that's the exact same thing that happened. So if you are looking for one of your youth that you have entered, that they filled out the application, you know you saw the application, you know that you did the eligibility, you clicked the enrollment, and then all of a sudden they disappeared, check by the program filter. And then you should find your youth. Now, on the worksite placement dashboard, you will need to look by category right off the bat because these are all enrolled customers. Okay, do we have any questions about this? Oh, I see somebody typed something here. I have a participant who completed the application but has not showed up on my dashboard. Is there a way to search for participants in the system? Okay, we've talked about this before as well. What happens on the application, and let me go to the public page because I'll be able to show you this. And I'm going to show you this on the directions page. What will more than have likely happened, Tori, is that when they got to this page where they pick an agency, they probably picked the wrong agency. I know I had an issue with the Boys and Girls Club because we have Freeport, Chicago and Springfield Boys and Girls Clubs on there. So if they were scrolling through and they did not see your organization name, they probably just picked whatever they thought was the right one. So my suggestion to you is that you have a card or a piece of paper, write the name of your organization right across the top. If it's a 3x5 card or something that they could write on, have them write their username down, have them write their password down, and then they see the name of your organization. They have written down their username. They've written down their password. Collect those cards from them. And then you've got their username and password the next time they show up or they say, oh, I forgot my password. So you've got that information for them. So Tori, send me an email with the name of the person and I will look. The other thing that happens is they get this part right here done. They get this part, Illinois WorkNet registration. They get this part done. They think they're done. They get their username and password, but what they have to do is they have to get to this page where they see all of these words. They have to click, I have read and agreed to the terms, and then they have to fill out all the rest of these pages. And then at the very end, they hit submit, and then they'll see this image right here that says congratulations. So if they haven't seen that congratulations, then they did not do their application. So it's one of two things. They either picked the wrong organization or they didn't finish the youth application. Okay, so Evelyn still only sees 3 participants. So probably one of those two things. They either picked the wrong organization or they didn't finish their youth application. Okie dokie. I'm happy to check these things, but if they are doing this in a computer lab at your offices, make sure they show you this last screen so that you can go through all of these items, make sure that they've got everything correct and hit this correct submit. I know it's a lot of babysitting, but it also saves you and me some frustration because we're not having to look for clients that you thought had completed information. I didn't see. Oh, in the survey, okay. I thought I had you guys in there. There's a difference between YEEP and IYIP, so you have to make sure that you're looking at the right part of the list. And I boo-booed. I'm not seeing a G at all. I apologize. That's my fault. I'm so sorry. I will make sure that you are marked as having attended. Thank you for pointing that out for me. Okay, and I will fix that for next time. So Gary Comer is here. All right, any questions about any of these things? I see all applications were finished. I was able to see all 8 participants before yesterday. We complete all applications. Okay, so now, Evelyn, did you do the enrollment and the eligibility on them? Oh, yes, try to change that filter. Okay, so it's possible that you have to check those again. Okay, so the 3 of them are because of the filter piece. Before Brandon leaves, can we ask about financial documents? Oh, Brandon, that's you.
Okay.
Kate, what do you got? You want to open up your mic, Kate?
Hi there. Thank you, Brandon. Sorry for taking any time away from anybody else with questions about this, but I just was wondering when we will be able to get documentation or forms regarding like expenditures, reimbursement forms. When were those financial documents going to be made available to us?
Those are going to be sent out very soon, actually. I believe they're being finished up. And I mean, it could be even by the end of this week. We'll get the monthly expenditure report. We could call them the EDF, but we'll be sending those out and you'll be receiving information on that very soon.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, I see 50 people in the webinar. We know that Gary Comer is not on the list. We know that DHS participants are not on the list. So that's 2 out of 50 that have not answered the poll question. I've got 37 people that did answer the poll. So if 11 of you can please answer, what you have to do is there are 7 questions. You have to click an answer on each question before you get the submit button to pop open. So you need to answer the not one of these agencies, click this to move to the next set. I'll get Gary Comer added and I will get DHS admin added. Instead of redoing all of the pages, I'm going to just add those 2 to the very last page. So if you guys, the 2 of you will have to scroll to the very end where that SYEP people are. Okay, and oh, and Fanny, you said, Fanny said that she didn't see the poll. Did anybody else not see the poll? Or haven't been able to find it? Okay, last chance for questions. It's 2:04. Look, we got done in a half an hour. That's amazing. Okay, if you'd like to save this question for later, that is totally fine, but I'm wondering what the process is for exiting participants from the program. Oh, it just bounced on me. I have a participant who has been verified and enrolled, but has not attended any sessions and decided today to pass on the program. Is there documentation that we need to obtain from participants in this scenario? Okie dokie. I will show you that. Thank you, Byron. The submit button turns blue for submission once all items have been responded to. So you have to answer something on each of the 7 questions. So let me go back here to a test customer. And this is this information is found on the progress page information for the instructions. So if I go to Karen Jensen and she has been enrolled, I go to her progress page. Then we then on the discharge case closure, you would mark it as discharged, case closed. Then these reasons pop up. And you would probably say something to the effect of, you've decided not to participate. So I think that answered Tori's question. Okay, and then Tracy is asking, is it possible that we can get a blank copy of the application to project to our participants? Are you talking about a PowerPoint version of it so that you can put it up on a screen? Or are you talking about just a PDF version that you can print or have available? So Tracy? You are able, if you've got a projector, you could actually just go to the website and open this up and project this on the screen from a website. But if you need the PowerPoint, I'm happy to put a copy of the PowerPoint up on the partner page so that you can access it. So I don't know where Tracy went. She's the one that asked the question. She did not get back to me. I'm gonna cry. Okay, good, Tracy. You just couldn't find your keyboard, right? All righty. All right, any other questions? Oh, look, I've got 43 of 48. Yay! I'm a happy girl when you guys do these things for me. I appreciate it. All right, so if there's nothing else, I don't see anybody other questions popping up. I think I got everything in the chat. So I will get this video posted within 24 hours. Does anybody have any questions? They just need to ask instead of typing it. If we are from the same, yes, please answer the poll just so that everybody gets tracked. That way I know how many people from what organization are showing up. And it gives me a good idea then of who's not there and who's asking me questions and hasn't been participating. And then Brandon and Mike can both get back with you and say, hey, you know, we do these TA sessions for your benefit. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on November 3rd at the next TA session. And otherwise, I'm happy to answer your questions. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Steve. Bye.